Hello, I'm Aria Wells. Welcome back to our channel, a place where hope rises, where trust is restored, and where words remind you that you are guided, even when the path seems unclear. Tonight's truth is simple, yet life-changing. If you let it settle into your soul, everything will work out better than you expect. Just trust the process. We all know the feeling, that ache in your chest when you can't see what's next. The waiting room of life where answers are delayed and silence feels louder than hope. You ask, why isn't it happening yet? Did I do something wrong? Am I behind? But listen, uncertainty is not failure. Uncertainty is the sacred pause before clarity. The night is not proof that the sun has abandoned you. It is only proof that cycles unfold beyond your control. So it is with your life. We love to believe that we can control everything. We map the months, we set deadlines, we convince ourselves that life is a formula. But life is no machine. It is a river. It bends, it curves, it rushes and slows. Sometimes it carries you away from your plans, but always toward your purpose. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." The river knows where it's going. You don't need to push the current. You only need to trust it. Trusting the process means believing that unseen work is still work. Think of the seed buried in soil. In darkness, in silence, it breaks open, not in failure, but in growth. You do not see its roots forming. You do not hear its quiet push toward the surface. But something sacred is happening beneath the soil, so it is with you. The delays are not wasted. The detours are not meaningless. You are growing roots for the bloom that is coming. Waiting is hard. It tests your faith. It stretches your patience. It tempts you to give up. But waiting is not punishment. It is preparation. The oak tree does not rush to become. The stars do not hurry to shine. Nature whispers. Everything unfolds when it is ready. As the poet Rumi said, try to accept the changing seasons of your soul, even the bitter ones. What feels bitter now may one day become sweet memory when you see how it carried you here. Here is the miracle of trust. The outcome is almost always greater than your imagination. You think you are asking for a spark, and life gives you a sunrise. You think you are building a shelter, and life raises a cathedral within you. Your plans are narrow. Life's vision is vast. And when you surrender expectation, you make space for blessings you never thought to request. Everything will work out, not just as you expect, but better than you expect. But how do we practice trust? It sounds simple, yet it feels impossible when fear whispers in your ear. Start here. Take one step. Do the small thing you can do. Then release what you cannot. Trust is built in moments. Trust is grown in choices. Every time you breathe instead of panic, every time you wait instead of forcing, every time you believe instead of despairing, you are practicing trust. And slowly it becomes your rhythm. Think of your soul as a garden. Fear plants weeds. Doubt starves the roots. Impatience tramples the soil. But trust is water. Trust is sunlight. Trust is the gentle hand that prunes with care. When you trust the process, you protect your garden from destruction. You allow growth. You allow beauty. You allow peace. Guard your inner garden. Water it with faith and watch it flourish. There is a calm that comes when you realize not everything is in your hands. You stop clutching. You stop forcing. You breathe. You say, this is not wasted. This is not lost. This is unfolding. And suddenly, you notice joy in the present. You see beauty in the small steps. You feel peace in the waiting, because you are no longer measuring your worth by speed, but by trust. History itself whispers this truth. Joseph in the pit, thinking his story was over, yet it was the beginning of his rise. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for years, yet the process was shaping the leader who would free a nation. Every great story contains a waiting, a breaking, a process, and always the ending outshines the expectation. So will yours. And so I remind you, whatever you are waiting for, whatever process you are walking through, it is not wasted. It is not random. It is not against you. It is shaping you, guiding you, and preparing you for something better than you imagine now. Everything will work out better than you expect. Just trust the process. So, my friends, take this truth with you tonight. Release the grip of fear. Loosen the weight of doubt and let your heart rest in trust. If this spoke to your spirit, please like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what process in your life are you learning to trust? Until next time, I'm Aria Wells.